Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to crochet a top. We are going to begin by making 4 of these granny squares, and then we make the bra cup. So to begin, I'm using 2 types of hooks, a 5mm hook and a 4mm hook. So let's begin by making the granny square. Not to forget, I'm using 2 colors, a white and this orange. So you grab your first color, and then you chain 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. You slip stitch to the first chain to form a ring, and then you chain 2. The 2 counts as a double crochet, so into that same stitch you're going to place, into that ring you're going to put 2 more double crochets. Chain 1, place 3 double crochets into the same ring, and 3. Chain 1, place 3 double crochets, chain 1 and place 3 more double crochets. So you have 1, 2, 3 and 4 pairs of double crochets. You'll chain 1 and slip stitch on top of the second chain. Chain 1 to secure your work and cut. So we're going to introduce our second color. Grab your second color and make a slip knot. Insert your hook in any of the chain 1 spaces and slip stitch. Chain 3, counts as a double crochet, place 2 more double crochets into that same space. Chain 1, add 3 more double crochets into the same chain 1 space. Chain 1 into the next chain 1 space, place 3 double crochets, chain 1 and 3 more double crochets. Chain 1, 3 double crochets into the next chain 1 space, chain 1 and 3 double crochets into the same chain 1 space. So now we have 3 corners, we have 1 corner to go. chain 1, place 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, and 3 more double crochets into the same space. Chain 1, slip stitch on top of the third chain. You're going to slip stitch into the next 2 chains and slip stitch into the chain 1 space. Chain 3, place 2 more double crochets in the same chain 1 space. Since it's a corner, you're going to add 3 more double crochets. So you chain 1 and add 3 more double crochets in the same space. Chain 1, into the chain 1 space, you're going to go in with 3 double crochets. Chain 1, place 3 double crochets into the corner space. Chain 1, 3 more double crochets into the same corner. Second corner is formed. Chain 1, in the chain 1 space, place 3 double crochets. Chain 1, in the next chain 1 space, which is a corner, you place 3 double crochets, chain 1 and 3 more double crochets. Chain 1 and 3 more double crochets. Chain 1, 3 double crochets into the chain 1 space. Chain 1 and 3 double crochets into the next chain 1 space, chaining 1 for a spacer and add 3 more double crochets. Chain 1, 3 double crochets in the chain 1 space. Chain 1 and then slip stitch into the third stitch. 1 2 3, you slip stitch. Slip stitch into the next two stitches and into the chain 1 space, which is a corner. So we are going to work 2 more rows. You're going to work 1 more row of this granny square. So chain 3 into that same stitch, which is a corner, you place 3 double crochets. Chain 1, 3 more double crochets. Chain 1, double crochet into the chain 1 space 3 times. Chain 1, double crochet 3 times into the next chain 1 space. Chain 1 into the corner space, you go in with 2 double crochets. 3 double crochets, chain 1 and 3 more double crochets. Chain 1, in the chain 1 space, you go in with 2 double crochets, 3 double crochets, sorry, chain 1 and 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. Now go ahead and finish the granny, and then we get back to working the bracket. At the end of the granny, you just cut your yarn and you pull it tight. I'm coming to the end of my granny square, placing my second last 3 double crochets, chaining 1, and my last pair of double crochets into the next chain 1 space. I'll chain 1 and I'll slip stitch on top of the third chain. 1, 2, 3. You slip stitch on top of the third chain. Chain 1 to secure your work, and you cut. So we are going to have 4 of these. I used the 5mm for the granny, so let's go in for, let's put this aside, and then we work the bracket. We are going to use the 4mm hook for the bracket. So for the bracket, I'm using the orange yarn. As always, you begin by making a slip knot, and then you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Slip stitch into the first stitch, into the first chain to make a loop. Chain 3, place 2 more double crochets into the same loop, chain 1, place 3 double crochets, chain 1 and place 3 more double crochets into the same loop. We have 3 pairs of double crochets, that means these are 3 corners. You'll chain 1 and you slip stitch on top of the third chain. You're going to slip stitch into the next 2 stitches and slip stitch in the chain 1 space. Chain 3, place 2 more double crochets into that chain 1 space, chain 1, place 3 more double crochets in the same space, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 more double crochets in the next chain 1 space, in the same chain 1 space. So our second corner is made. Chain 1, in the next chain 1 space you're going to go in with 3 double crochets, chain 1 and 3 more double crochets. Chain 1 and then slip stitch into the third chain. You're going to slip stitch into the next 2 stitches and into the chain 1 space, chaining 3, 2 more double crochets in the same space to make 3, chain 1, 3 more double crochets in the chain. On top of the chain 1 space, you're going to, of course, chain 1, you're going to work 3 double crochets. Chain 1 in the next chain 1 space, which is our second corner, you place 3 double crochets, chain 1 and 3 more double crochets. Chain 1, you're going with 3 double crochets in the chain 1 space. Chain 1, 3 double crochets in the chain 1 space, which is a corner, chain 1 and 3 more double crochets in the same corner, chain 1 into the chain 1 space, you go in with 3 double crochets, you'll chain 1 and then you slip stitch on top of the chain 3. So now you see the bra cap is forming. You're going to work 7 rows of the grannies. Don't forget to always start in the chain 1 spaces and then into the chain 1 spaces in the middle you go in with 3 double crochets. Let me show you this one more time, then I let you work the rest of the rows. So you slip stitch into the next 2 stitches and then into the chain 1, you chain 3 and place 3 double crochets, 2 more double crochets, chain 1 and 3 more double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the chain 1 spaces, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the chain 1 space, chain 1 in the corner space, you place 3 double crochets, chain 1 and 3 double crochets, so as you can see, it's only in the corner spaces that we place 3 double crochets, chain 1 and 3 double crochets. Now go ahead and work 7 rows and then I show you what you do next. I've arrived at the end of my last row. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 rows. I'll chain 1 and then slip stitch on top of the 3rd chain, slip stitch into the next stitches and then into the chain 1 space. Now we are going to make a stripe for our bra cap. You're going to chain 2 into the same stitch. You're going to place a double crochet, chain 2. You're going to place a double crochet in between the double crochet below, chain 2, and you're going to do the same thing. You come back and place a double crochet in the stitch below. Repeat this until you have the desired length of your stripe. And then after that, we are going to join these granny squares together. I'm going to use the 5mm to join the grannies. So you just grab your yarn and then make a slip knot. Grab any of the grannies and into any of the corner spaces. That's where you're going to insert your hook, and then you slip stitch. You'll chain 3 and then place 2 more double crochets into the chain, into that space. Chain 1, go in with 3 double crochets in the next chain 3 space, in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 double crochets, the next chain 1 space, chain 1, and then in this corner, remember here we didn't put we didn't place a corner, so here we are going to place a corner. We shall come back and finish that corner later. So place 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 more double crochets, you're going to continue the pattern until you reach the 3rd corner. Then once you reach there, I'll show you how to add the rest of the grannies. I've arrived the corner, the 4th corner. We are going to put 3 double crochets, and we let it be like we did in the 1st corner. So you're going to chain 1, you grab your 2nd granny, and then this is how we are going to arrange them. So after chaining 1, you'll grab one of the corners. You'll grab any of the corners here, you insert your hook from there, and then you grab the yarn. You grab your yarn, and then you chain 1, you'll chain 3, and you're going to place 2 more double crochets to make 3. You'll chain 1 and you'll insert your hook into this second into this chain 1 space, and then you'll your yarn and chain 1. You're going to go into the next chain 1 space and place 3 double crochets. Chain 1, remove your hook, grab it from this side, pull over and chain 1, and then work 3 double crochets in the next chain, 1 space, 3 double crochets, chain 1, remove your hook from the chain 1 space on the other granny. You grab the yarn, you chain 1 and double crochet 3 times in the next chain 1 space. Chain 1, insert your hook in here, grab, chain 1, and into the corner you work 3 double crochets, chain 1, remove your hook, grab it from the corner space of the other granny, pull up, chain 1, and then finish your corner into the same stitch. Place 3 double crochets. So we have joined 1 granny. From here you're going to continue your pattern, chaining 1 and placing 3 double crochets into the chain 1 spaces, chain 1, 3 double crochets, you're going to go all the way to this corner, and then you join the next granny just like we did here. So go ahead and join all the 4 grannies, and then I will show you how to finish off. I wrapped my other corner. I'll place 3 double crochets, I'll chain 1 and then get my third granny. I'll insert my hook into any of the corners, and then I'll grab my yarn and pull through, and then I'll chain 1. I'll chain 2, and then place 3 double crochets, chain 1, grab my yarn from the other side into the chain 1, chain 1, and go in with 3 double crochets, sorry. Chain 1, remove your hook and grab it from the other side, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next, well, now this is what you're going to do. You can see that the 3 grannies are facing each other. You're going to go around and do the same thing as we did here with the last granny. I'll let you finish joining the grannies and then we get back. I am in the last corner of my 4th granny. I'm just going to go in with 3 double crochets. And that's it. I'm just going to chain 1 and I'll cut off my yarn for now. At this point, this is what your work should look like. Now we are going to attach the bra caps. Your bra caps go in the middle of these 2, in the middle of the 2 grannies. So what you want to do is you'll grab your yarn and then just make a slip knot. Grab your first granny. You get the bottom corner at the base. You will insert your hook into that corner and slip stitch. You will chain 3 and then you're going to place 2 double crochets more into that same stitch. Chain 1 and go in with 3 double crochets. We are not making any corners, so we're just going to go in with 3 double crochets all the way to the second corner. At the second corner, you're going to go in with just with 2 double crochets. 3. And then you grab your second bra cap. You'll not chain anything this time. So you're just going to yarn over and go into the next corner with 3 double crochets. You're going to continue placing your 3 double crochets. Chaining 1 until you reach the last corner. At the last corner, you're going to just go in with 3 double crochets. Cut your chain 1 and then you will cut your yarn. Okay, now we are ready to attach the bra caps to the granny. You should grab your yarn needles and then we can attach, or you can also use the smaller hook to attach them. Alright, here now I'm going to attach my bra cap to the grannies. I counted 4 stitches from the corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the fifth one I put a stitch marker. I did the same on the other side. So I'm just going to make a slip knot, and I'm going to insert my hook where I put the stitch marker, and I attach it to this chain 1 space. And then I'm going to single crochet. I'm arriving the first corner, and I'm just going to if you can see, I've attached to the last corner, and I'm going to chain 1, and into that space, into that corner space and the space in between the grannies, I'm going to slip stitch, and I continue, and then I continue attaching my I'll continue until I reach the second stitch marker. So I'll let you do that, and we meet up at the end. When you reach the last stitch marker, you just attach it, and then you chain 1 to secure your work. Grab your scissors and cut. And at this point, your bracket is almost done. So what you'll need to do is you're going to make a long chain for the back stripes. So you just chain 3, and into the first chain you double crochet, chain 2, double crochet into the double crochet below, you chain 2, double crochet below. Well, how you make your chain is up to you, and this is how I like to make mine. So go ahead and make a long chain of your desired length, and then I get back to show you how you can attach it. You're going to turn your work upside down, and then bring the edges together like this. You grab your stripe, and then you go into the chain 1 spaces, in and out of the chain 1 spaces. and your top is done. Make sure to weave in all the yarn so your work remains clean and neat. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications if you enjoyed this video, and see you again in the next video.